want a scooter, holler at me. Seriously. This is awesome. I want to tell you a story tonight that I've only told it one time, and Nissa's heard it, and so it was you. But it took me a while because it's pretty messed up, as probably all of our stories are. But I was a really late bloomer. In every sense of it. I didn't drink until the day I graduated from high school, and I had like 2 wine coolers and ended up singing Pocahontas show tunes around a campfire. Hormonally, I was a very late bloomer, and I'm still kind of waiting for things to show up. And in college, I waited to smoke. I smoked pot the day I graduated college because I was waiting to do it with Tupac, because I know he's somewhere in Fiji, not coming to America, because he'll just go straight to jail for money laundering. And so I was like, gonna hold out. And so I'm kind of a lightweight when it comes to like drugs and alcohol. And one of my favorite things to do though is when I would get really buzzed is hop on my Schwinn Cruiser and bike down Broadway. Because I lived on the Upper West Side. And I chose Broadway because it's the most well lit at night. Like if I took like the West Side Highway, totally sketchy. But I used to just at night take off down Columbus Circle and do like 2 loops and then go down through Times Square. And for some reason it's cool because the cabs, they're aware of you, like they know you're there. And I felt strangely comfortable just amongst the chaos. And then I'd go through Herald Square and I'd see Macy's, and it was very fun and nice. And at this time, I was working at a nonprofit in Soho, and the guy who founded it, he looks like Anthony Hopkins. Okay, it's totally creepy, and he's famous because he has the largest hand sculpture collection in the world, which is scary if you're the last one to leave the office at night, because like literally all like the light fixtures are hands like holding bowls, gosh knows, and the chairs in the conference room are hands like Busters in Arrested Development, like just you sit here like this, and it's just like hand stuff everywhere. And my first day on the job, a 9-foot crate arrived in his Soho loft, and we peeled it open with a crowbar. And it turns out in France they found the mold for Statue of Liberty. And they made one replica of the index finger on the torch hand, then destroyed the mold. And he purchased it, and it had arrived, and it's this like creepy green, like prostrate like finger that's 9 feet. It's 9 feet tall, and so that was next to my desk for 9 months. So this was like a crack, like it was cracked out. Speaking of crack, my immediate boss, who I love, was in and out of rehab for a crack addiction, but we became BFFs because she had this basement full of clothes that at lunch sometimes we would go over to her place and I would just try on her dresses. And so that was my work life. That was like that. And so because in a nonprofit, you do like this annual gala. And so our gala was at Capital down on the Bowery, and it was really fun. It was like a really cool night. They had like stomp dancers, and like the clients were talking about how like the program changed their lives. Like they're formerly homeless men and women. So it was like a really sweet night. And Henry, the founder, his nephew had come up from Florida, and he looks just like Adrian Grenier. It was like super creepy. And so after the gala, we were like, well, let's go get fucked up. Like we had nothing else to do. And so we head out to this bar, and me and every 65-year-old man love Tom Collins's. Like that's my go-to drink. I love that stuff. And not vodka, you know what I mean? And so I'm pounding Tom Collins's, and everyone else is just doing like tequila shots. It's getting nutty. This is a Tuesday night. And so, but I'm like, I'm with my boss. She won't mind if I like call it, phone it in the morning. And we step outside this bar, and Adrian Grenier lookalike pulls out a joint. And so I was like, all right, yeah, I'm like getting drunk, why not? And so I'm taking puffs now of this, and so I'm like drunk and high on the streets of Soho, and feeling pretty confident. And now I've never experimented with rave drugs before, but I've always thought that they would be really fun to do in like a club situation, because you always read about like Ella Lohan, so like, you know what I mean? You're like, yeah, I could totally do that. And so we hop in a cab, so we're like, we need to go clubbing, like obviously. And so me, my boss, and Adrian Grenier get in a cab, and he pulls out this like prescription pill bottle and puts a pill in my mouth. And I was like, okay, cool. It's ecstasy. And so now I'm drunk, high, and rolling face on the way to the meatpacking district. And so they were popping X also. And we show up at One Oak. And it's like this, and I only know what that is because of Us Weekly, how they're talking about like, oh my gosh, whatever. So we go in, and guys, have you seen Matrix Revolution? That like 18-minute like rave boning scene? That's what it looks like inside this club. Like one of Destiny's Children is over the corner. It's not Beyonce, it's like Kelly or Michelle. I can't tell. And so that's cool. And then DJ Sam Ronson is on. But this was like pre-lesbian scandal, you know what I mean? So, but it's still cool. And Adrian Grenier, like,